Going live. Okay, I know, I'm just lounging in the doggone seat like I don't have nothing else to do. Today is, I was trying to get the date, June 25th, 2018. I just got finished, serving, and I wanted to talk about, the reason for my journey. My journey, first of all, my journey is different than anyone else's. Just like your journey is different from anyone else's. And it's getting a little chilly. Getting real chilly. But you're entitled to talk about it. You're entitled to voice your opinion on it. You're entitled uh to do what you want about it. You know, if you want to express it, if you want to suppress it, you're entitled to do that, you know. Now, if you suppress it and you want to release it, then you're entitled to do that. But you have a decision. So, anyhow, my journey basically started because it was an issue that came up at hand, you know. I knew that I was going to be dealing with homeless before I even became homeless because I had this dream that I was homeless, and it was like crazy. And even before that, I saw this guy who was on television, and he was an executive, and he was homeless, and they was talking about how he works at this diner, but he used to go there all the time. It was a good thing that he was nice to the people, but he used to be very nice to them. He lost his job, and no one would hire him anywhere else, so he started being a waiter there, and he was working there for a good minute. They even did a story on him while he was still working there. I'm sure he pulled out of it. Usually when people make a public announcement and they hear it, you know, they want to pull him for publicity, or sometimes it's for talent, but, you know, most of the time for publicity, but whatever. Either way, I think he got out. But if he didn't, I'm praying that he did. Sorry, it's a little cold. It's a little cold. Yeah. Okay, Kirk Franklin. Enough of you. Yeah, so, and I knew as soon as I saw that video that I was gonna have to deal with it because it hit my, like, the inside of me, the real me. It hit me so hard, I didn't know what happened. So, yeah, when I first became homeless, I didn't understand it because God was telling me, I was just like, I don't know, everybody's mindset was just different than mine, you know. A lot of people were depressed and out of it. I was sad and nervous and a little bit prideful because I could have went home to my family, but I knew that I made more money than everybody else, and I knew that I wouldn't grow if I would just stay on someone's couch. So I decided to say, forget this, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my butt up and make something happen to myself. Like, I'm not going to waste my life. So after that, when I got out of it, I was like, okay, you know, just keep my mindset focused. It's going to be all right. The second and the third time was really, really hectic for me because it seemed like I was getting, well, it seemed I was getting attacked, you know, by a whole nother realm. But like I said, I heard this voice and I knew that was God telling me to record. And I know a lot of people are going to try to say, well, God doesn't talk to you. You might be nuts. No, God talks to you. How can you have a God who created you and you are not able to, he is not able to speak to you, but you're able to say prayers to speak to him? That's just crazy. So, but you know, you can hear other voices too, you know. Of people who are gone or whatever, you know, I hear some of those too, you know, you don't really talk about it because they tell you don't, but whatever. But God's voice is very authoritative and is very, not gentle, but it's calm. It's authoritative and calm, you know. That's how you know that's how I know the difference. It's authoritative, but it is gentle. It is calm. It is really calm, you know. Yeah. So, God had told me to start recording, so I just started recording. And then, you know, people would take from me. I would just see different views of homelessness and so many different perspectives. When people see on the outside, and that was even myself looking on the outside, when I used to see people on the subway, when I'm coming home from my flights and stuff, I'd be like, gosh, what happened to this person? This person must have been, or they probably, you know, just had a rough life, you know, or they just gave up everything, got addicted to drugs and stuff. And when I was homeless, I started seeing the real truth that some of these people were mentally ill. Some of them lost their jobs. Some of them, they had so many, it was so many other things that happened. And looking at myself, I was just like, the whole situation with me, people were like, okay, this is different because and a lot of people were telling me, you're going to bring people out. And I didn't understand it. I understand it now, but people could see the anointing on me. So, anyhow, I just kept, just recording, and I was just like, whatever the Lord has for me to do, I'm going to follow it, and that took a lot of disappointments. That took a lot of hard times. And it still was a lot of battles for me because I have to drop a lot of dead weight. A lot of people who, they're considered dead weight, not to be funny or anything. They're just not going in the same direction as I am right now that God is pulling me into. He was getting me, getting prepared to get by myself, to get, anointing, to get into position for him to take me to the next level. And because this is something, he had to pull me out of my environment to do it, I was still trying to hang on to the people and the things that were there. And, it became dead weight for me. That's what I'm saying, dead weight. Not saying, oh, this person was bad. Now, there was some toxic relationships, but there was just, you can't go and be successful having people that are not in the same direction as you or feel the same views as you. It's just like you being with someone who you like bicycling and you bicycle every day and they say it's okay, but they hate bicycling. Eventually that's going to have a pull on it, on your relationship, and it's going to pull away. So, yeah. Yeah, so that is it. So, with this journey, like I said, I had to get away from a lot of people, and I had to get tough. Like, I had to deal with a lot of persecution. When you're doing stuff that no one else has done and you're stepping out on faith, people look at you and be like, who the hell does she think she is? Or she's a nobody, because they don't see anyone like that. And they reject things that they are fearful of, or people that they just think that they're superior over because of social status. I had a lot of people who just like really tried to disregard me because they just really didn't feel like I was even valuable to them. I was just a peasant girl, and I am a peasant, but I'm rich. I'm rich spiritually, and I really do, like, people don't really understand it, but no need to explain. I had to deal with that. I had to deal with it, and God really taught me on this journey how to that it wasn't going to go away. It wasn't going to go away. I wanted it to go away so badly because I am kind of used to people walking over me and then they forget me. And then by that time, I love it when, honestly, and this is the honest to goodness truth, I have to acknowledge that with myself. I like when people forget about me sometimes. It's sad that they do, and it hurts my feelings when they do. But I had gotten to the comfort zone that people do forget about me. So then when they do, I'm able to go back into my shell and just work on myself and just grow that way, Oh, and God got me out of it to where I could not get back into my shell. I had to, just enough just to calm myself down, to calm my nerves, but I had to get right back into action. And he taught me that this is going to happen regardless. Like, I have to get ready for this. This is what the real battle is, and I had to acknowledge and be okay with some of the decisions that I made afterwards, looking at it. Because you can see God pulling me out. But some of the decisions that I made because of fear, that I messed up on. So I had to acknowledge that and just, acknowledge it and just keep going. I was saying, how can I work this out? What can I do in the long run, So, yeah. But it has been an adventure. I will say that, because I got the greatest, and I'm getting the greatest experience ever. I am learning more about myself and how determined I am, and that you really can do anything that you put your mind to. You just have to be around a lot of loving people, have a lot of determination and perseverance that I do have. My obstacle was like I said, staying around. I am a person. I didn't really think I was a person addict, but I really do think that I can fix other people or help them in a certain way. And my thing was letting go of people. Some people have like alcohol addictions or drug addictions. Mine was that because I had that void with both of my parents not being there, or being in and out, in and out, in and out, and other people in my life that were that I assumed was going to be there, and you being a kid, you want to have a lot of stability, but it was a lot of people in and out, in and out, in and out. So I had to during this journey deal with that, um deal with people, understanding that I might not get the opportunity to have someone physically there. I just relying on God, and not always relying on someone that acts like they're saving the day, or understanding that some people will act like they're coming to save the day when really they're trying to bring destruction. I had a lot of people who were in Fort Wayne, especially in Fort Wayne, that act like they were trying to help me, like they were gonna help me with the needs that I had, wanted me to stay with them, all this other stuff, and the ultimate goal for them was self-gratification, to exploit me. Oh, look at what I did to so-and-so, and she had nothing, and instead of, and that's in the Bible, they say they have their reward. And I'm glad that I didn't go, God had me not to go. But, yeah, this whole journey, I had to learn a lot. Not everybody who's coming out with the cape or coming out to help you is really there to save you. Sometimes they're there to bring more destruction, yeah. So, um, that was about it. I said that was about it. There's a lot of other stuff that I did learn, my spiritual walk, letting, understanding that my space is important, just like anybody else's, and to cut people off when they don't appreciate my space, and appreciate, because I don't believe it's like, not to say space, I'm saying my freedom to choose. My freedom to choose should not oversee your freedom to choose. You see what I'm saying? And when it does, and it violates anything like that, and it didn't come by, compromising, because that's a difference from compromising to, like, not validating somebody else's, viewpoint, or what they want to do. When it becomes that way and it's just always sacrifice, then you need to leave, so yeah, God really taught me about that. There are some people who are just evil. I didn't really think there were really evil people. And well, you hear about evil people, and you hear about people get manipulated and all that, but I didn't really think of there were evil people. But I understand now, there are very evil people, and they will do whatever they can to make you feel evil, because they're bad, and don't take anyone else's bad because that's what they want to do. Just, get up and be done. So, yeah, that's what I had to learn. That's the real deal. What I really had to learn, and what I had to get into myself, and to understand, in order for me to get what I wanted, I had to leave all those toxic relationships away. So, there you go. Hopefully, this gives you some insight on what I was filming about. Definitely look at Richard's profile, and just stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Thank you so much for looking at it, because there are a lot of people on YouTube that are talking a lot of stuff, and you can be bringing your attention to anyone else. So I do want to say that I'm grateful. Not trying to bring 1,000 million views, but if it happens, so be it. All I'm trying to do is let truth come out of my lips. So hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Thank you.